I did incorporate the link. And yeah, good for you all. You all now can, one second. All right. All right. Here, I'll try to scoot back. So, yeah. So, all right. So now all channels are available now. I just wanted to kind of, you know, kind of make room for some more structures and see how this, plays out. Thank you for the watch hours from the last live. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and we're going to continue to develop the channel. We may not always agree on everything. We will disagree from time to time on things, but it's always good that, well, I don't want to say, oh, we should be able to we should be able to, have discourse. So far, so good. uh, yeah, we we're definitely not going to agree on everything, and but if I can prove that this benefits you before you prove otherwise, then maybe there will be approval. Maybe there will be approval if I can prove that this is more beneficial than not, but quickly. I think it'll be good for you. I think it'll be good for everyone. Wow. Um, I did say all the channels were open. If you want to get behind that client by clicking that PayPal link. A pleasure. Donald here. Welcome to our psychic reading today. And are you working with a special area? Good. Well, let's take a look. I did pick up a person, a man in your world, and I do know that there's a bit of an extension. You're starting at the extension part, and especially as the closer you get to October, because you kind of need October 15th. October 15th is more relationship, but you can feel it now. Like in relationship and potential marriage, you're already thinking about 2026. I'm in a I was teaching a morning class on this about 2026. What's to come? It's about the year of relationships, right? But these are relationships that you're dealing with currently in your walk, where you're invested in a very special person, this unique special person, because you have the soul tribe, but then your special person is also is a soul mate, right? So long term, what is a long term like? What does this implicate? Well, I believe that this is your true, like more feelings between the two of you that you both did not even see coming. Neither of you were expecting it, or either of you were not expecting it, but it happened. And by the way, I'm reading him. I'm reading you too, but this is your information. But his information is coming through, meaning he has developed feelings like that. Because before it was more like, well, let's just see how it goes. What he was saying to you, for you both to see where things would just lead. Maybe it'd be enjoyable, but now you both can go forward into a more lasting and committed relationship. Yeah, a pleasure. We'll speak again soon. Thank you, and please tell me everything. All right, right. Uh, he's not even talking to Whoa, 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 whoa. You didn't hear the phone ring. We gotta delete that. We gotta, ooh. You missed the phone ringing. Exciting, exciting. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to myself, what I'm saying is in order for you to have a reading with me, you have to go through PayPal and present your question there. So you're kind of dismissing my instruction. You're not following the instructions very well. I got rid of that very quickly. Okay, anybody else want to try it? Anybody else? Is there anybody else? Anybody else? Hey, I know how to fight. You want to? Are we fist fighting or what are we doing? Are we going tit for tat? You want to bring up Bible verses? What number am I thinking of? Oh, okay, that's a fair question. I do readings, but I'm a mind reader, but I'm more specific than that. I do better than that. But yeah, I will mind read you, but that goes along with me actually reading you. And again, that's PayPal. I'm not demonstrating with you anymore. I am tested by famous psychics who are tested. They're tested. I'm already tested, and I'm with the top company. I'm with a premier psychic company. I'm you. I don't want that. I don't want your test. If you want to test me and test my reading, you're not being very. I think that you're being disingenuous with me, and I am doing too fabulous in my life. I'm connected. I have too many wonderful connections in the public arena, public uh, what they call it, influencer. Like well, they're not even influencers. They're public figures. I don't need that. I don't need this. Yeah, I'm skipping that. No, if you want to test me, PayPal, PayPal, PayPal. A scam? A scam, you are just not getting what you want. So yeah, until you read with me, I have 5 stars. Wait a minute. I have 5 stars in all of Europe. I receive clients through famous psychics from Europe, European psychics, and I have all 5 stars in here in the U.S. So I deleted that, and I don't have any scam reports, and I have 5 solid stars, and I have wonderful feedbacks from real clients. You're not a client, so you can't leave me a feedback. I don't care if you cuss. You look like this dude. Um, um, I'm nobody who you used to know. I look like first of all, number one, I look like psychic Isaiah Donald Reed. That's number one. You have to acknowledge that. Okay, try again. Come back in. Okay, but acknowledge me though, because cannot you cannot say I look like you when you can't read. You can't throw the football right like a famous quarterback. You can't dribble the ball like a famous basketball player. You can't play golf. You can't be president. You can't be psychic. You can't be the best bass player, drum player. You can't get by just like look because you look alike. No, 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 no. You cannot be somebody you're not. I am me, and I'm a psychic, and I'm founded, and I'm already tested. Okay, what are you saying? I'm just saying you look similar. No, no, I don't. I don't look similar like that. No, I don't. I look like me. I'm already psychic, and you cannot look like somebody who's already paved the way for their journey. You can't look like a famous football player. That doesn't make any sense. You don't look like a famous football player. You don't look similar, and you can. And just because you have maybe some qualities of that person, you can't actually play the game like a professional football player. So that doesn't make it. You're not making any sense. You cannot do the work of a psychic just because you have similar qualities of that psychic. No, refer to me at, hey, what's up? Okay, you're a psychic. That's cool. So what are your beliefs? Like, you're not talking straight to me. So that's why I deleted it. You're not being very real. Not you're being a disingenuous. Your ego is not allowing you to hear my word. No, I'm not willing to read for you. If you want to be read, I've given you my instructions, and I'm not changing them. Anything else, we can go back and forth. I mean, what else you want to say? But if you're just going to uh, what do you call it? Because you can't get what you want, so you got to kind of spoil it for everybody. I just get rid of it. I'm not seeing any of your messages. I'm not even going to view any of your messages. There's a reason why, and there's a reason why that I'm not seeing any of your messages. So, um, let me see. Well, none of your messages are getting through. So I'm not even receiving anything you're saying. All right. Yeah. You're you're not being very you're not being very genuous. Why? No, I don't, and I don't see this one because I removed it. When I removed it, it's considered deleted, and then there are messages that are held for view. So if you said something that needs to be held in view, I don't want to hear it. You 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 can't do ballet, and so you're making front you're trying to take away the star of the person who can dance, technically dance. You're just in that mode, and I don't need to read it. I don't need to see that. You're not smart. So, but the person who is gets to go to better educational facilities, but you're picking at that person because you don't possess those qualities in you, and you're not similar to that person who actually possesses those qualities. What else you want me to say to you? I'm gonna love hanging out here. Okay. Already too much. They're already getting too much attention. They're already giving too much attention. I'm just breaking it down. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. What else? What else? I'm not trying to block you. I don't want to block you. I don't want to block you. I'm very focused in what I'm doing. I am a phone psychic, and that's what my channel is for. And anything distracting from that, I shape it where I don't have to hear it. So no, I'm not trying to block you. I don't want to block you. I don't need to block you. I said everyone is welcome. It's just that I'm not. I know how to fight. I know how to fight in every way, man, and I can fight with my words and my mind. So I'm not. You're not. I'm not going to let you come in here and change the direction of my channel. No, I'm not going to do that. So that's why I'm arguing with you, but I'm also like cleaning up my chat. All I said was I don't look like anything or anyone. You've never met me. You have a social disassociation. You don't know how to interact with people, and you don't know how to get in touch and connection and get to know other people as they present themselves. So you are trying to implicate a person who you do not know, who has no qualities or similarities to that of your own, and that's why I keep kicking it. Huh? No, yeah. Okay. Oh, Butch. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You don't know how to get to know someone in a genuine way. So, yeah, that's an issue. What is it that you're lacking in something in yourself and you're trying to find a way to connect with it and I'm saying I don't need it. I don't need your connection. I don't need your connection. Mhm. Hey, don't you could talk to me. You don't have to talk to Gomez. You could talk to me. You could talk to me. Don't talk to Gomez. I'm the one who said it. I said it. I'm the one that said. All I said was I did not appreciate you trying to trying to I'm noted and people know me as me. So I am me and other people they don't know the persons who you know in your life who is not me. So you're trying to kind of make classifications and create a list. I'm not on your list. You know you don't know any psychics. Hush. You don't know any you don't know any psychics. I'm bro. What? I'm not trying to pick at you. Um what are you what are you doing? I don't need that kind of conversation. This is my spiritual space. I don't need it. I don't need it. Okay? Just like completely change. Be other be other than yourself right now. Be different. Do something different, man. Do something different. I'm doing something you've never seen before in your life. So try to like bring down my level, bring me down to some level that you're familiar with. I'm kicking it, bro. I'm kicking it. And I'm not trying to be anybody. Not I'm trying to be anybody else but a psychic. That's what I am, a phone psychic. What issues do you have with a phone psychic? It sounds like you have issues with me being a phone psychic. That's what I do. That's the first thing you said. That's what I'm I'm rooted in the root. The base root is you it sounds like you have issues with me being a phone psychic. That's all I'm hearing. What is it? What is it about me being a phone psychic? You know, you've already said what you felt, but you've not even had a reading before. You've not even interacted with a phone psychic, and you can't relate to a phone psychic that's so far beyond your fingertips that you're trying to relate it to something tangible. You're like trying to match abstract words with things that are in the material world. Like you can see a tree, so you're trying to identify a tree with a tree versus sound and appearance with a tree or with an animal. So because you don't know, you can't connect with things that are like esoteric. It eludes you. Nobody else is making conversation. I'm not even saying any I'm not picking at you for like conversation. All I'm saying is make your own conversation. Be individually yourself. I'm saying you have an individual issue. Why don't you can't you not just be yourself and let allow other people to be themselves? Give me the opportunity to introduce myself to you the way that I want you to know me. I don't want you to know me through the lens of something you're familiar with because you know you can't hack it when I talk about psych. And plus, the first thing you said, wait a minute, wait a minute. You started the conversation with me not talking with someone when clearly my phone rang and my client was interacting with me. And then you said scam and do this and do that for you. I didn't even know what you were doing when I came in. Okay, all right. Then, well, if you didn't know what I was doing, why were you trying to play with me on like me who I'm talking with on the phone? Oh, he's not on the phone with anybody. Even if I wasn't, why wouldn't you just enjoy the fact that, oh, well, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? You went straight to, no, you went straight to, that's not a psychic. That you didn't even mention psychic. You went straight to scam, read my mind. You went straight to that. You went straight to belittling. Then you tried to take away my identity and attach it to somebody else. You know, it's kind of like Tom Cruise. You look like Tom Cruise. You know that person does not have characteristics as Tom Cruise. You know that Tom Cruise is an expert actor and a star and an icon, and you're trying to say someone looks like a Ben Ass. No, you don't look like Beyonce. You don't look. You don't have any qualities that you rep that you know that represents that you give the image of Beyonce. Okay, so I felt that you're trying to take away my identity. My identity. I know my identity. My identity is that I am what the reading is about. What the reading is about. Yes, I read, but what the channel is about. The channel is about a psychic. I'm a psychic. That and you knew that because you mentioned scam. You mentioned scam and you didn't even bother to ask, hey, what makes you psychic? What makes you psychic more psychic than me or more psychic than any other people? Like, hey, I met you haven't even said, hey, I've met other psychics before. There are some psychics. I mean, now that's a real psychic, somebody who told me something that I did they could have never have known. You're completely denying the fact that you came in attacking. That's what you was being myself. Baloney. Came in attacking. Yeah. I figured out. You are the past few minutes. Boy, no, you wasn't. You says I didn't call you a scammer. Well, somebody called me a scam. Ghetto aspect called you a scammer. Scam. Yeah, right. Read the chat. Okay. Well, I deleted it. So I removed it. Whomever said it, like I said, I introduced myself. I said I'm a psychic and I have 5-star ratings and I work with real people, men and women, young people, in going off into coming into college. I help bring families together. I'm supposed to be having conversations like this, but you all are trying to like take away my identity and give my identity because I think that you all want to take my position as a psychic and give it to other people who talk about like who try to analyze the universe. That's what I think. Okay, so if we're gonna be personal, okay, so I think that's what I think of you. That's what I think of you. I think if you give me that feeling like it's like you would okay somebody else other than me to talk about these subjects, but you take up issue with me having me specifically having these issues. I'm not even suggesting racism. I'm saying I'm including anybody else other than me. And the reason why is because I genuinely have the ability. I genuinely have the ability. And you're kind of hawkeyeing it. I was in here earlier. It's like people have kind of been kind of, you know, uh, what do they call it? Like kind of like preying on my gift all morning already. Number one, and I've been upset that I said it's like this is the first time that I've gotten to a whole fight because I've not read for anybody all day, and and you come in and you're arguing with me. So I know why, because the reason why I know where it's coming from is because I have degree, so I know where it's coming from. Y'all are mad because I'm not reading y'all and I said, here's my PayPal. Um, you know, get in line with the customers. That's what I said. And so that's been this way all morning. And then the very next, the other conversations I've had when I was doing readings, everyone was nice. And then of course, a few people were trying to be testy. But this is the longest conversation, the longest argument that I've had all day over the past 3 days. And it stemmed from me saying, okay, here's my PayPal. If you would like a reading and to uh, get the type of service that my clients are getting, because people are actually starting to ask for readings. And so I was helping them with that. But it's no fun reading for people if they don't can't even follow simple instructions. So I said, well, you know what? They said, well, I clicked the link and nothing. They know my history. They know that I was from California Psychics. They look the same. I know. That's me. That's my best friend. The So no, I really California, yeah, top companies. I'm not there with them anymore, but I'm with another top priority company I've always wanted to be a part of, and I'm top tiered. I was top tier there. This was the photo shoot. So yeah, like, mm-hmm, yeah. So that this is us hanging out, you know, and that's me. So, yeah, I'm like I said, I'm connected with public figures, celebrities. I work under 5 famous psychics, so I really am a psychic. So, yes. So I'm not trying to be anybody else, but I don't want to be anybody else but me. I want to be, I look like this person. This is who I look like. I remind myself of this person, this dude. This is the dude I look like. This is the dude who I remind myself of. Got it? Now, all you have to do is say, okay, because that's your viewpoint. You don't have to. I don't know your world. I'm not even psychic. I'm not even allowing myself psychically to connect with your world. So I don't know your world, but you know my world. I'm sharing, introducing my world to you. I'm showing you physically. I'm giving you that. Okay, I know what a tree is. When I think of the word tree, I know what tree is. I'm giving you something that you can match it to in the material world. That's me. Okay? This is me. All right? That's who I remind myself of. That's who I am. Okay? So I'm nobody else. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm just trying to be me. When it, no, psychic degree. No, this is my metaphysics. The conversations that you all like to have in metaphysics, I actually am allowed to speak on those council, psychology, social. I'm actually allowed to talk about metaphysics. Literally. I literally am allowed to talk about metaphysics. I am a metaphysical science practitioner. I incorporate metaphysics. So the conversations you have about metaphysics, spirituality, Kabbalah, I actually I help up like write information that goes out into the world that's embraced and accepted and adopted by the world who knows better. So that you see, I'm only interested in being me. That's me. I'm not interested in being anybody who you know, who I've never met before, and I'm not trying to raise the bar or have a goal to inspire to be somebody who is similar. No, you don't know anybody like me. That's a lie. You don't know, okay, anybody. Anybody is allowed to talk about metaphysics. Ha ha ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm deleting that comment because we know what type of people just put the fries in the bag. Ha ha ha. You're funny. You're funny. Okay. I want that bro smoke. I want that bro smoke. I want what bro smoking? Okay, and there you go. What else you got? This is called psychosis. Psychosis. Okay, and no. Actually, wait a minute. I'm at the psych. I already showed you my psychology therapy, psychologist association. So, yep, that's wrong. What else? Tank tops and screen that you work with. Yep, I'm in a tank top and I have actually, they follow me. The reason why they follow me is because I read with them. So I'm deleting that. What else you have? Where do you go on about how dare you show us your psychic degrees? They're actually metaphysical science degrees, so there's that. Do a reading already. Holy yap. Okay, and uh, okay, there you go. I don't believe in good or evil, so boom. Yeah, what else? What else you got? You're a grifter. Okay, up, laugh, 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 laugh. There you go. So boom, there. Yeah, I speak to benefit. I don't believe in negative or positive or good or bad. So good people, good cop, bad cop. You're nowhere. You can't speak about metaphysics like the way that I can. Anybody can talk about law. That doesn't make you a lawyer. Anybody can talk about the medical field. That doesn't make you a doctor. You can talk about psychic and the powers of the mind all day. You can talk about I'm gonna go lower. You can talk about prophecy and the Bible. That does not make you a prophet. That does not make you an oracle. All right. So your predictions, your prophecies, your knowledge of the Bible, your knowledge of psychology, your knowledge of like just like the social norms of the world, all of that is very small, very minute to me. Is very small minded, and I don't think that you know what you're talking about at all. You could. The problem is that yeah, you can talk about metaphysics all you like, except all you do is going to give the wrong information, and then I release something, and then we end up here. You saw something of mine that transcends time and space. You're here arguing with me saying how dare you, who's like you're trying to take my culture and run with it. You're trying to take my culture. This You're trying to take my identity, but you can't. And so, yeah, I'm giving you that smoke that you asked for earlier. That's what I'm smoking. I'm smoking you. Okay. Okay, we get it, bro. You're better than us. No, I'm not. Don't say that. I'm not better than you. That ain't what I mean. I'm just like, I'm just gonna be like a big bro. I'm gonna just be like, no, no, you're not. I'm not trying to say that. That's not what I'm saying. It says I predict you working at the dollar store as your real job. That's what I mean. Thank goodness you're not truly a psychic. Mhm. You're not a psychic. You're not a psychic. This guy can't keep people separated, or this guy can't keep people separated. I'm not interested in you. I connect families who go on to have kids and raise their kids and put them and like get them prepared for like professional football in Europe. Like we call it something else, but yeah, like they're raising their kids and they're getting their kids off to university. Those are the kinds of people I work with. Separating, I work with all types of relationships, interracial relationships. Most are heterosexual men and heterosexual women. Heterosexual women, then heterosexual men. There are some cases where there's women, women, and men and men. some cases. And I work with the world. So you're only able to talk to me because I'm American, and I give you mid America, Midwestern culture, right? That's the only reason why you can understand me. I work with people. I hear many different dialects when I work with people from all across Europe and India, China, Taiwan, all of that. Uh, France, South America, Canadian, and America, and Tennessee, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, uh, California, New York, Chicago. Those are the people I hear, and I understand them perfectly. And I don't have to ask, could they repeat that? I can hear and actually hold a conversation with them, including the Muslim world. You only can understand me because I give you Midwestern culture. That's why you understand me, and because obviously of all the obvious. Now that you can be stereotypical the rest of the way, you have no problem with that. All right. So obviously you're interested in me. You have been laser focused on me about 10 minutes now. I I am interested in you. That's because I have hope for the world. I think the positives of people. I'm just saying I know why you here. You here, and you judging me, but you're judging me unfairly. You're not being fair when you judge me. I'm not even judging you. I'm just only telling you what you're saying to me. You're judging me, and you're judging me unfairly. I'm just pointing that out, the hypocrisy. There it goes, and Jesus Christ is Lord. And here it is. This person don't even have a scripture. This person is saying Jesus Christ is Lord, and there it is, doesn't even have scripture. All what I said was nonsensical. No, you said some pretty horrific things. You said that I was some bro, some any other bro but me. And that's a disaster because you're not that psychic. Neither is your other bro. Your other bro is not a psychic, and you know that. Then you came right out and said scammer. You said I wasn't talking to nobody. You know things like that, trying to bring down my day, trying to make me have a bad day. That was your intention, and all I did was said, "Hey, you're being unfair. You hadn't even asked me what I do, if I truly believe that I'm a psychic, or why do you people always, the first thing you do is roll out of bed, and you think, oh, you just make a psychic profile and people supposed to show up and give you money so that you can fake read them. You didn't say anything like that, like prove it. You should have said, hey, you're psychic. Well, what makes you psychic? Like, why do you think you're psychic? You should have said that. But no, you went straight to judging me. You said, oh, you remind me of this dude. And you know what I think of when you said that? Somebody who's trying to cheat you out of money, who's like asking you for money. Now you're saying that I hold some job that by the way, that I've only been a psychic all my life. So I've never, you know, uh, um, you know, nothing like W-2s are awesome. By the way, I did take up a job during the pandemic because the universe used me, as in God used me during the pandemic. And so I did work for the first time in all of my adult years, other than being a psychic. Excuse me, not just a person pretending to be a psychic. I meant professionally being a psychic with no problems, no tax problems. Okay. So no, I am not. I don't. I'm not even eating at those restaurants. And then you mentioned that I'm smoking. I don't. Smoking and drinking is not in this diet. We don't even intake. Except I will. Spirit told me at this 2 weeks before the pandemic. It was when I left the California Psychics here, and it was 2019, December 19th, 6 days to Christmas. Spirit told me not to drink, and I haven't drank since, and it's 2025. So there you go. That's at you, Justin. Jesus Christ is Lord, with no scripture to support that. Um, you're taking all you're taking this all this per. Yeah, okay, good. I'm glad because that I can no longer. You won't be saying, "Oh yeah, my other bro, like you remind me of him." I'm glad. I'm glad that you see the difference. Okay, great. Great. That's nice. That's nice. Why do I need to have a scripture to say? Because you don't have scripture and to really reflect that you believe that statement. You don't have any scriptural spiritual value to add. That's kind of like saying your mama loves you. You don't need anybody to come in here and tell you that Jesus Christ loves you. I speak to spirits. You don't speak to spirits. How you know what spirit is telling me? I, in fact, if spirit wants to tell me anything, being that I speak to spirits, shouldn't that spirit be able to tell me? Wouldn't Jesus Christ, being that if he is a God or if he is the Lord, be able to tell me himself and not you, not hating in your heart you telling me, because you're projecting that jealousy, envy, not jealousy. Sorry. Jealousy is good. Envy, as you saying that I can pick up on because I'm a sensitive, that Jesus is Lord, but you're channeling, projecting the hate in your heart. Like saying, like like uh like that, like the sibling who hates their sibling, or a step sibling, or or a step parent. Your father loves you. So in that condescending tone, your father loves you. That's what you sound like. Jesus is Lord. Jesus Christ loves you. Like, I don't need my own dad to tell me that he loves me. I don't need my mom. I don't need somebody to tell me your mom loves you. I don't need somebody says, your employer appreciates you. You're like that, like you're the coworker, fellow coworker, the same as me, saying, they really love you, don't they, huh? That's you. You sound like that. That you come off like that. And I think you know it too. You know you come off like that. So that, yeah, I would like for you to add some scripture when you say those kind of statements. Because I want to know what kind of spirit you're talking from, Justin Williams. Do you charge for readings during this live? Well, when I'm being nice, yes. They're picking on me. They're judging me unfairly, but yes, I do charge. In fact, I have PayPal. I have PayPal up top where you can submit a question, and you just send a PayPal, and I will give you a full reading, and then you can test me there. I don't ask you questions. You don't. I don't know even know what to ask. Okay, so we want to see my. Okay, I'm gonna be nice for a second. My real self. Is that okay with you, Butch? If I just be myself for like 5 seconds, my real self is. I think that people are so sophisticated that their lives are so amazing, and I wouldn't even know what to ask some of my clients, because some of my clients, they live very unreal, like their lifestyle is real, but I mean, like, it's exceptional lifestyle. So I wouldn't even know where to start to ask, and that's why I say I only can rely on what spirits tell me. And whatever spirit is telling me, which is going to be in detail, by the way, details, I give it to whomever I'm reading. Okay, so okay, now I'm coming back to Butch. Okay, now we can fight again, Butch. But yes, it's not that I charge for readings, it's that I'm accepting people uh, uh, to acquire readings like clients. So if you're serious. But Butch is cussing me out right now. He says he's gonna kick me, and he also added an expletive, so that means kick me really hard. He says you're the one that's starting the real problems. Yeah, Butch, you've been judging me. Now you want to fight? I think you're gonna cry. I we haven't got there yet. I'm not gonna cry yet. I don't have any money, sadly. Nobody has any money, but everybody wants a reading, and everybody wants to cuss me out and speak to me wrongfully and judge me poorly and say that you're not. See, if you were nice, if you didn't have any money, let's say you don't have any money, right? And you said, I don't have any money, but I see what you're trying to do. You're a real psychic. Oh, that's cool. You're not being a very good brother, you know. Like if you was a really great brother, you like, oh, you like to play you really like to play basketball? Wow. You thought about playing for college? You know, you're like, like cuss me out, scam, call me scam. Hey, you look like somebody that who, somebody I know who, obviously to Butch, somebody who's flipping burgers or who works at the Dollar General store, something like that, who's, scraping by, who, has another sub job, not leaving their dream to fulfill. Like you're that friend, you're like that person who says a friend, the person is the other friend is trying to be an actor, is struggling a little bit, but you're like, hey, you go back to waiting tables. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So like if you could have came in and said, hey, I see what you're trying to do, and then learned a little bit about my history and my experience and my expertise, I might have been in a good nature and I could have just maybe given you a reading. But because you all kind of came in a little not unpleasant. And so I just said, hey, that's not right. You're judging me unfairly. Like I really do. I am entrusted with famous psychics clients. So psychics who are famous and they trust me to read for their clients. That's what I'm saying. Companies hire me and trust me to read with the public, to read with their customers who are my clients. Okay? And I work with families as well, husbands, wives, and I also work with mothers and sons and mothers, and daughters and mothers, and mothers and daughters, and fathers and children, and great grandparents, and daughter, and all of that. I bring family together. I strengthen them with what I know and with the help of spirit. So that's when I'm being nice. That's when you're being nice to me. That's the way I talk to you when you're nice to me. He says you can't read it. I I love you love the Dollar General. Okay. All right, that's cool. But I can't read. Actually, I'm not gonna pay attention to that. I love the Dollar General too. The Dollar General where I live actually have great. I love their produce, and I love like buying food from there actually. So I do like Dollar General. I like especially their produce. I don't know why I like their cucumbers. Oh, so delicious. I like to buy their cucumbers. I like their apples. The same apples you can get from a grocery store, by the way. It's the very same brand, but I just I just do it and I order it through DoorDash because DoorDash will also shop for me. So I'll like go in there and I'll like choose things that I want, and DoorDash will even go like shop and and get retrieve the items, and then we're like texting and they're like, hey, they don't have this, but would you like this? So I ordered like 2 pounds of red apple, and they said, well, we don't have 2 pounds, but they have 3 pounds. Is that okay? I was like, yeah, that'll be fine. And yeah, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with Dollar General. Even if I did work there, I'd be okay with that. If I did work at a fast food restaurant, I'd be feeding you. You, the one that eat there. So we would get to say, well, I know you'd be a bad customer, but at least, you better say this stuff to my face. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's good. That means I'm gainfully employed. And didn't the Trump administration just raise that also would have given me a big raise like raise my minimum wage. So, that's nothing to laugh at anymore. I'm making almost just as probably much as money as you be making, just doing what I would love to do. I would love to do that work. If I was doing it, that means I would love to do it. And especially when Trump administration just raised the minimum wage. And plus where I live, the minimum wage is already double digits, all coming through the door, because I'm in a wealthy state, by the way. So yeah, you could be laughing at me, but I could be like, but I make this much. So you'd be that person who's like making fun of people who work on an oil rig. They have a whole family and a whole house, and they don't have to worry about nothing. And they have good credit, and you'll be, oh, he's one of those, work on the oil rig, dirty, but they living life, fantastic, and has a nice woman who prepares meals for him. So that's you making fun of people. Yeah, like you're not judging me fairly because I'm a psychic, and you never met a psychic, you don't know psychics or nothing. Dogs and cats. How about dogs and cats? I love dogs and cats. Buddy, you don't read half of these comments correctly. Scripture, it says to, okay, hold on. Ooh. Scripture to back it up. Leviticus, okay. All right. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Okay. I know what you're going this, so you want to get snappy with me? Okay. By the way, this is the book. Okay. I want to read it for myself though, because I don't trust you to tell me what it means. So, because I know you're gonna misinterpret it. Okay, I just want to. I'm not done with you, Butch, but I mean you. I'm not bothered by you, Butch. I just think you just unfairly judged me. That's all. You just wrong for that. Because I was minding my own business. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Okay, there's that. And then you said 20 to 26. You said, oh, 26, excuse me. You say, uh, and the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them. And I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people. Okay, and then you said Deuteronomy 18. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18. And you said Deuteronomy 18:10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter or witch. Okay, and then my name, Isaiah 8. My name is Isaiah, but we're talking about Isaiah, the Old Testament. Let's see. All right. So Isaiah 8:19 says, one second. Okay. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God, for the living is for the living to the dead. So here's the thing, what I say to you. Let's go to your Deuteronomy 18, because that's pretty much will answer you. So when it says specifically, it says the priests who are Levites, the tribe of Levi, it says shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. Okay, so no part, no inheritance with Israel. It says so. It says, why is that? So the priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall not have no part nor inheritance with Israel. So who is he speaking to? Israel. It says, they shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Therefore, first of all, he's speaking to that people. Okay, so, but you said uh, 18:10. So it says, so first of all, Israel was doing what? Israel was sending their children into fire because they wanted to. Okay, so Israel wanted to choose who sees and who doesn't. So like Israel said, I'm going to choose the one who's allowed to see, who can see things, who can talk to God. And then God said, he says, he says, I'm in 1820. So 1820, okay. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? 1822. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, if it does not happen, you see, you who think you're a prophet, you're claiming to be a prophet, and other people are claiming to be prophets. But every time you speak and every utterance that you've mentioned, every one of your prophecies have not come to pass. All you talk about is the Red Scare, World War III, nuclear. You need bad people to do bad things for your prophecies to come true. You rely on people, the destructions of others, to happen in order for you to be fulfilled in your prophecy. But guess what? Bad people don't even want to do what you want them to do that would bring about this World War III, these prophecies that are around you going to heaven and leaving everyone else here. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so, but let's continue. It says, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follows not, nor come to pass, that is a thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it. You presume that you are a prophet. You presume that the word you say is prophecy, but it never comes to be. And it says, presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. So I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. And as for the passing through the fire passage, when you mentioned chapter 10, yes, he's speaking to the Levi, the priest, Israel. He's speaking to Israel, as I read. It says, therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. Don't share in what they've got. The Lord, I'm not sharing what you have. You don't even want to. You can't even address me correctly. You can't even ask for a reading. It says the Lord is their inheritance, as he hath said unto them. And it says, and this shall be the priest due from the people, from them that offer. Listen, and this is 18:3. And this shall be the priest due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice, whether it is an ox, a sheep, they shall be given unto the priest. That means you bring something to the priest. You bring something to your seers. It says, the shoulder, the two cheeks, and the maw. It says the first fruit also, where that's about all the things that you should be giving. It says, for the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all of of any tribe, the first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine. Oh, you're supposed to be thinking about that first, but you skipped that and want me to read for you. And then you said, for the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all any of thy tribe to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever and ever. So he's speaking to Levi, saying to not partake, and you're supposed to speak to Israel, meaning the Levites. Okay, so then in 6, on their way to 10, we're on your way, we're getting to you. It's speaking to you. It says, and if a Levite come from any of these gates out of all of Israel, where he is staying, come with all of the desire of his mind unto place which the Lord has chosen. It says, then he shall minister to the name of the Lord his God, as all of his brethren, the Levites do, which stand there before the Lord. And then he says, they shall have like portions to eat and all of that, be taken care of, which is which comes of the sale, they buy it, the sale of his patrimony, okay. Um, so he's a patron, excuse me. It says, when thou art, okay, 9 and 10. When thou art come unto the land which is the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. And it says the nations is talking about the Israel. It's talking to Israel, not nations. It's talking to you. And it says, there shall not be, because who is that Levite sojourning to? He says, there shall not be found among you anyone. He's only hanging out with you. It says, and he was talking to you, not to share and partake in inheritance of you. You're the one who said, I will choose. You trying to walk around and choose, oh, I like this person. This person speaks the word of God. This person is prophesying. And guess what? There is no prophecy in that person, and everything prophecy wise that person has said does not happen. They're talking to you about, oh, well, guess what? The bread is going to be tainted, when there's real stuff happening on the world stage that you have not seen it. You say, you preach and prophesy against it, opposite of what the heart of a Christ would be preaching. And you're trying to say that you are not a wizard, that you're not connected with spirits and things of that nature, which you are. It says there, and then it says in 10, then you get to 10, and it says, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through fire, or that uses, the reason why this is called Molech, the reason why they sent the child to cross through the fire, because that child was selected to practice astrology and to divine and get into divination. By the way, divination is when you cut open an animal and you read the entrails of a beast in order to divine. That's two, and that's what you were doing, Israel. Levi was said not to partake in that and to tell you to stop doing that. And then God, then the Jehovah, the Yahweh God said, I will send someone who represents me, and here is the requirements. This person will be absolutely accurate, never wrong, and if they are wrong, then that is not mine. So, and then it says charmers and witches and familiar spirits and wizards and all of la. That's what you were doing, and these are the people that would be considered today's the Christians that are following that path. It says, for all that do these things, you are in is your prophecy is abomination, and it makes people it sows seed of hate. Your prophecy is supposed to show inspiration and love and universal love, not just love for your nation, but beyond, but exceedingly beyond your nation, like the world. That's what a prophecy does. And it says, or that's the fruits of a prophecy, but yours sow seed of discord and hate and separation. An abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out of before. So you like before thee. So because it's abomination, you actually come out into the open where the Levite priest, the priest, sees you and exposes you, tells you and faces you and says what you're doing, what you're saying, and what you're saying and claiming is prophecy is actually not a prophecy at all. It's wrong. And then it says, thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. You should be perfect, and so should your prophecy. But your prophecies are always wrong. And why is that? I, as a psychic, you're not even reaching psychic. Prophet is here. The psychic is here. You're not even, you're here. You're curb. Your learning curb is not even curbing psychic. You're not even reaching prophet. And it says, for these nations which thou shalt possess hearkened unto observers of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee to do these things. And it says, the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him you shall hearken. So that's why you're here. But you hate that I'm correct, but you're here. You're here. You hearkened to me. You're the one I'm lighting light onto you. Jupiter's light, it shows the good, and because it's a planet of justice, I see the good. I don't believe in good. Good, I don't believe in evil. It's just benefit. Your prophecy is unbeneficial. No one is benefiting through your prophecy, which would be which is only and indulgence. Your prophecy preach is self-indulgence. It's only but you select people that your prophecies benefit, specifically people who want to see the devastations happen and the destructions of the world, that your prophecies, I'm telling you, they're coming up snake eyes. And then according to all of that, thou desireth of the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord. There you go. Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord. What? My God, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. It says, and the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that, which they have spoken. And yeah, so there you go. I'm not the diviner. This is not entrails. A pleasure. Welcome. I was talking about her earlier in my meditations. I knew she was coming. Okay. A pleasure. Welcome. Well, pleasure. Good to speak with you. I hope you have an amazing day. Yeah. Yes. I was just telling them that I was thinking of your meditation. Because it's like you just popped in my head. I was like, oh, Anusha, you like any day now, I hope everything is okay. Hmm. Sure. Okay. Sure. Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Right. Good. Right. Yes. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Right. Sure. Right. Okay. Right. 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 Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So let's take a look and see. Let's go to we're going to see what's going on in the practical sense because it also gives us some hints where his mind is at. Okay, so here's what I see. The guides illustrate that um, a safe time, safe space, unexpected, things seems to me that he's like getting things in order. It's like he's preparing the home. He's preparing, who enters or who he brings in into the home, like to have who is the one he's going to ultimately go with is what I can, what he's saying. Still trying to like get everything worked out. I believe that there's more than one. I feel like there's a like maybe the mother, even though they're not together technically, but it's like her energy is around. Like he's preparing. It's like he's also preparing other adults. He's preparing the kids. Like, hey, this is going to be an addition to what's going on. It's like he's getting ready, as you say, to enhance their life. It seems like, or maybe implement the new rules, ground rules for life, is what I'm picking up on. This is also is a turning point because this is supposed to give him a little bit more room to focus on his own love life, his personal life. Which okay, this is giving us insight that why he's wants you because he wants to have a social life and I think he's found some like his girlfriend he's interested in now these days. The kids are older. They're like they probably are starting to look at girls, people with girls and boys their age, that kind of bit. It's like okay, well, but still need guidance, and they're not demanding of him as much. So he wants to have some time to work and create the environment for the children, but also be on this road of romance. With he wants to romance it up, and he does feel like it's like he's had to sacrifice, or he can see himself. Like he says, he can't be in multiple places at once. And yeah, and squeeze in 24 hours. Like 2 days into one day. So he's trying to get that lined out. It seems like he is on a time crunch. Like he is going to like he has to remove a block. Like when he actually brings somebody on, so he's very serious about working with you, I believe. He's very serious about that because I see him celebrating. Like, okay, I can now do the things that I'm interested in. But I just get the sense that the money in the money there is not an issue. It's like the formalities of like making sure that everything is like they're like the family is ready. Specifically, this seems to be more like family related. Like make sure that the kids are ready for these changes. It's like a life change, lifestyle change. That he's preparing. I sense that he's definitely still interested in speaking with you. Still, nonetheless, is what I can see. And I also get the sense that you're going to hear from him very soon, or they, the company, I mean, the company, him very soon. I do believe that as we are mapping out this next few days, well, there's okay, so it goes for me, it goes up to the 15th or the 14th, well, the 14th, technically, the 14th, September 14th. So the 7th is extremely, this from, excuse me, the 8th in between the 14th is when I foresaw that there's going to be the company reaching out, needing to say, we now have the perfect match. Would you like to move forward now? This is the family? This does seem to trace back to him, but I also felt that he's not the only one. But I mean, I like when the reading gives us specifics. Like specifically, it's him for now. Otherwise, we would just see what, like free will, which we've kind of tapped into that, and we certainly can tap into that today if you like. But I do believe that it's between now and the 14th is what I'm able to detect. So it might, as you would say, as we're closing out the 14th, that there seems to that would be like when interviews, and specifically an interview, which before I picked up on that there would be one interview between now and then. First of all, that's highly important. That's like we need to really acknowledge that. So what happens, but it's one interview, and then afterwards there's like these other interviews, kind of like lining up. As you're pointing that out too, like you said I'm nervous. I need something, like I will begin to worry, like by end of this month. So but we're like, oh, you're gonna have something before, well before that time, or at least have interviewed. So we're talking okay, so I'm on the calendar here, so we're looking at yeah, it's like okay, so like a Sunday, so like very like top of the week, like that curb for an interview. Like it's like interview, but I'm still looking for the interview, even as it would be like tomorrow, Monday. It's like these, it's like the 15th is there. When it comes to the interview, it's like that one interview between now and we would say between now and the 15th, but we know that the 15th marks when we close the chapter. Like this is where we already have entered into this new space already. We've already entered into the new space. So like in terms of like the new chapter, what I'm talking about, the new chapter. So we're already there. We just closed this old chapter. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I believe by this. I believe no later than like Tuesday, like the 15th, 16th, this upcoming week. I still include tomorrow as well, the 12th. I know it's the weekend, but it's that 15th, 16th that really stands out, especially like the 15th. You might even I would say like the 14th. Like we're already like expecting this to happen. Like something is coming through the for like emails, correspondence. Leading up to like the 14th, but then actually landing an interview like at the top of the week. So like over the next few days. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I believe he's the one that you're meant to continue your focus on for now. For between now and like as we approach the 14th, which is on a Sunday. But the end okay, so we enter okay, the cusp starts on the 14th. That's why I'm drawn to the 14th. And then you have the 16th is when, or the 15th is when the we enter into we're soon to be entering our Virgo element. Like we're very analytical at the moment, like deep in our thought. We having conversations, about, like together, like analyzing and finding solutions. So I believe that he's doing that, but I think he's doing that with his. It keeps showing me the mother of his children. It keeps showing me like the girlfriend, like explaining like, okay, this is what's gonna do. I'll be able to have more time together. The kids are gonna be okay. Have someone here. It's like he's having those conversations, like getting everybody prepared. Getting the children, what you all are working on. Oh, okay, you working on your project. Oh, phenomenal. That kind of thing. Well, she's gonna be great. Don't worry. I will see if she likes. Like she likes to go out and do things. I'll try to find someone who likes to be active, and so it's like he's preparing everybody, all of the people. I mean, I think he already has the structures, like the finance. Clearly, he has the money. It's not about the money. It's about just being ready, like as a unit, as a family unit, being prepared for this new change of life. It's a new way of life. And oh, by the way, he gives me this feeling like they've not had or relied on this level of help or this type of help. I believe it's like you're the trial. Like he said, we'll give it a month and see how it goes, like a trial month. He- I mean, but he's like this is a trial for him. Like this is just my first try at this, where I'm bringing someone outside in who's gonna help. Okay. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Mhm. 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 Yeah. Right. Okay. Mhm. Right. Right. This is very new to him. He keeps telling me that, this is like, I want to try this new way because this can make our lives easier, is what I felt. I felt that he was in a position where, or could have been like the last time, like he and the girlfriend has been minding the bit, doing the whole, be dad, situation. But I believe that he needs them to experience a female, and he's like he's not that. Especially, I think well with the girls, but he's definitely saying, and the girlfriend is trying to, she's trying to look at her future fiance. So, and he's trying to look at her, like he wants to spend some personal private time with her. So that's the storyline. Yeah. Like see his opportunity to do exactly that. Hire you, you'll take care of the rest. Yes. Absolutely. I look at it as that he's prepared, getting everyone prepared for this, for a new change of life. Mm-hmm. 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 I sense is this, well, okay, okay. The number no, A is, I believe he's the one, but you know, through your free will, you ask about other ones, and we're saying universe will conform, but I said all in with this one, that you're going to get a response from him, is what I said. That's, you know, I'm more favor of him specifically than in fact, he's the only one that I speak of at this time. Okay. Mm. Well, the guy, well, according to the reading, they say that he's interested in. Um, okay, so he knew this week he would talk with the other one, or the other ones. Okay, that's what's so that's so when we said, so what's really going on besides, you know, what we're guessing, oh, what's going on, and you know, and then we're in a tight situation, you know what it means, like, oh gosh, I want work, I want but he's actually just interacting with these other ones, you know, giving them their time. That's what this week's been about. But according to the reading, he's very much intrigued with what happens with you. Like, you know, to speak, because it's like he needs to speak with you again and then go from there. Well, the spirits say that what you should be focusing on putting out there in that universe is that you're letting him know that, you know, you're very much, you know, your ideas, you know, your creativity, you're very much in charge. You want to be, you know, in charge. You have no problem with that. You're allowing your light to shine through. This is a place where you want to where you want to allow your true personality, the one that's outgoing, to come out. I think he's very much attracted to that you are able to keep up with teens. But then there's this another section. He says, now, this is not a daycare, so I think he means his children are definitely different. Like, they're mature, they're older, so it's not like a daycare. So, you know, he just said that to me, that, well, you know, this is not a daycare. Energetically, I believe he's trying to say this is not where you've got like the young ones and, you know, running all over the place. You have to keep up with them in that way. But you said to keep up with them, but these are more like the teens. You know, they understand the language, the adult language, and etc. So I get the sense that, you know, he's looking at your, I guess the I always say your fiery side to your personality, the energetic side, which seems to be something more that he's aligned with, like we call it, like little things don't not too much get by you. You know, he does you know, need that, you know, where not too much can get by you. You know, you don't, like you said, well, you know, you got to keep on top of things, you know, like you would help him to feel that you could, and that you, like, you've already shown your concerns. You shared those as well. They are, though that they are teens, they seem to be mannerable enough to like understand, you know, like the rules you lay out. With his support and with your energy, you'll be able to convey your rules, like keeping them from like make an escape route from the windows and things like that. Hmm. Yes. Okay. Right. Hmm. Oh my. Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. Mhm. Right. Right. He will. Okay. Okay. Yes. Right. Mhm. Indeed. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was a good announcement. Good. Hmm. Right. Good. Beautiful. Good to hear. Hmm. Okay. Right. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Yes. Right. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Hmm. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Hmm. Right. Very good. You know, you're absolutely, that's the perfect way to think of it. That you're moving things around. Your personal, I need this to happen now. We know what it feels like when you want something, expecting it, and universe is saying focus on the 14th, focus on the 14th, because it was like 8 to the 14th of like 7 days, the 7th, then picking from the 8th to the 14th, because of their cusp, which cusp means just 2 days until we close out the into the new sign. We're already feeling it though, because it's energy is like moving so quickly, because we've got so many powerful retrogrades. And so you can literally feel that sense of like like you're analyzing, but you're not just thinking about it or meditating on it. You're focused, and you're focusing your concentration to problem solve with another person or group. So the company with Michael. So all of this is happening together. You're working together. You're doing something about it. So you're more or less jump starting. That's, by the way, I love I kind of like how you're saying it. Like, oh, I can see it's slowed bit, because what it does, it jump starts, because you're saying, hey, let's problem solve together. And we say that when we want to get things on wheels and get things moving. So you're doing exactly. Of course, you're supported by Aries, Leo. So those extroverted signs are like, come on, you can do it. And Leo's like, let me hear your loudest, let me hear your voice. So then you've got the Mars connected with Mercury, which is pushing you, like you've like giving you crystal clear analyzing, analyzation abilities. So you're doing everything perfect by keeping in contact. You're communicating with the company, and you're like, hey, try this. You're coming. Here's a resolution. Have you tried this? And make it easier for you, like that extra bit where you said, hey, send my openness to some the other one, but also let the current one that I'm really interested in, let them know that I like you're my number one choice, but this is business, but you're not my number one choice still. So this is perfect, like a perfect an alignment to what happens next, as you manifest this next journey. Like you say, the prediction comes to life. It's like when I get to live it, it's my future, my vision, but when am I living it though? It's like we want to say top of the week upcoming. We want to say top of the week. Yeah. Mm, yes. To close out this week on so Sunday, I always forget that Sunday is the first day of the week. I always think Monday in those terms, but yeah, Sunday, it'll be the top of the week, and then the wrap up the cusp, and yeah, that time frame there, and then it happens. I wouldn't be surprised if you get something from them this like over the weekend. Like it would not surprise me if, because some reason I'm still very much drawn to something happening on the 14th. I keep saying that, don't I? I keep saying the 14th, the 14th. I opened up with the 15th. I said, maybe it's the 14th, more like. I felt something pulling me about the 14th. But so I definitely would want to see what they, you know, email in regards to this particular offer, and then or present you with an offer, and then over the next 2 days from there, like moving forward, because I felt that you would this upcoming week would mean so okay so what happens 15th and beyond. I felt that it's you aligning like moving forward with a contract. by the way. I did. I'm bringing that up again. I love to think about like what will happen. So this is also what will happen. So we're talking the 15th and beyond. You're like as you said, read the contract and sending it back, signing it and sending it back signed. Yes, from the 15th going forward is you signing a contract. Right. Yeah, we said that. We said that before. That's why that's the reason why we keep saying, well, there's still some works, some things still that needs to play out between like now and the 8th and the 14th, because the 15th and beyond is you actually, because that means that that second conversation and the one that needed to be had where it's like, okay, you're my one, that need to happen between now and then. That's the rest of the story. That's the reading. How it's supposed to go. Yes. That it plays out just like that. Hmm. That is more like your free will when you speak that way. That's not the prediction reading, but that's more like your free will. Like if that doesn't play out with my, then this my path continues clearly, and it would bring on this other interview. So yeah, okay. But I get it. I heard it loud and clear though. I got it. I got you. Okay. I just want to be like specific, like to so like let's focus on this one though. Let's focus on the one that's incoming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, over the next 4 days. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, you're focusing on you're focusing on different on a different time frame than what I'm saying. So you're focusing on um, between now and the 14th. And so my conversation is about with the contract, I mean, is 15th and beyond. So it's just it's just if you think of it like in terms of time frames, then it make more sense. Okay. So you're not wrong. You just your time frame is they're both they're mixed up. Just the two time frames. That's all. It's like you're anticipating that that will happen, but you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be like, what about my second interview? So I gotta ace that one first, don't I? Don't I not? So it's like, oh well, you're dealing with two time frames. So the first time frame is that you're dealing with the second interview is between now and the 14th, and then the 15th and beyond. That's where you incorporate the contract. Okay. So okay, so I have to uh, take that part. You're speaking about a new family or somebody else because because that's your free will. But that's why I keep identifying that I'm specifically only speaking about the original person of the conversation. I'm only speaking about him. But nonetheless, I hear everything you're saying beyond that, but that's you speaking from your free heart, and that's okay. Because you do have free will. And you're like, well, just what if, just like what you're speaking from the point of view, like, well, just what if this whatever if this plays out this way, what are my alternatives? But I hear you loud and clear, but this is very specific and specifically speaking to that person only. Okay. In fact, I said I'm not picking up on anyone else's energy, but only if when you just bring their energy in. But other than that, it's just that. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let your energy flow, your free moving energy, your free will flow. Yes. Some things are set in stone though. Some things, will must happen. But of course, you respond the way you will, the way you're meant to, of course. Absolutely. Sure. Sure. Okay. hmm Okay. Sure. Okay. hmm Sure. Right. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. As an asset. Right. Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Oh wow. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Makes sense. Mm-hmm. No. Yes. That's how you do it. You gonna work with these types of personalities, these young ones. They need consistency. Yep. Gosh, you're smart. Yeah. Yes. Okay. That's right. Right. Okay. Right? Okay, okay. Yes. You are that is well you well okay, so last week I said your fiery energy, your big personality, you being outgoing and highly active and a lot of fun, number one. So like right now, you're putting the details where they belong. Now you're like giving the details. That's amazing. You know, you got it covered. You have it completely covered. They're getting around like an educational realm to focus on their mind, body, and self improvement. Like, what more can you ask for? And like plenty of you said consistency, or like what they call it, attention. Like all like you have your, they have your attention. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes. He's the one that's in the wrong. That's right. 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 Yes. Right. Mm, mm, mm. Right. 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 And I tell you right then and there, it earlier, like I mentioned, you just popped in my brain, and I was curious and everything. And I told you well what we were going to talk about, and we talked about all the time. We talked about exactly what I said that I was thinking about you about. That's it. You know how I think of it? I think of it like your Archangel Michael says, okay, so Anusha's gonna call you and you're gonna talk about this, and they're goodbye. That's the way I see it. Right. Like it's like they're handing down the memo. So it's a boss handing down a memo to me. I'm like, okay, got it, boss. That's it. Anusha's in control the whole time. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's interrupting your communication with spirit. He's not supposed to do that. He needs to step back and let you communicate with spirit yourself. You don't need him. That was the whole point of the Christed one, so that you could be able to have that connection to spirit and not him have to interact in for you. You don't have to. You don't need him to talk to spirit. And when he's interact bombarding you, he's actually interrupt. It's like speaking loudly as you're talking to somebody over the phone. Like, it's rude. It's spiritually rude. It would be rude if you actually were on the phone and here I am patting you on the, hey, can I talk to you? Can I have a moment of your time? When I can clearly see you're talking with someone on the phone, and I won't stop, and I'm a stranger. But he's doing it spiritually. That's why it's so annoying. It's just as annoying. Right. You're annoyed with him. Mm. Oh. Mm. Okay. Mm. Yes. Okay. Right. Oh, and now he's reversing course. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. He was taking it to a dark place to keep you intrigued. They call it they had a word they have a word for it, like a phrase. It's called like nailing down. When you nail somebody down, that means you have them like same way of saying captivated. Now you've got them captivated. You nailed them down. You can talk with them, and you see, yeah, he's using these tactics, and that's my he made my antenna go crazy when you started opening up about this. So I like, look, here are all of the scam secrets. Here you go. And I'm like giving all to you. Now you know. Be careful. Right. hmm Right. Right. Yes. Right. Yes. hmm Good. Okay. Right. We're not taking away from his good side. Okay. The good things he did. Okay. Okay. hmm Right. Name it and claim it. That's right. There, you did the right thing. You named it and claimed it. Affirmation, declaration helps you to makes it very clear what's meant for you will come to you. hmm Good. Good. Okay. Right. Yes. Two major events. Right. 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 Hold your blessings hostage. No, 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 no. He cannot do that. He just all he needed to do was to channel to you the message, and you will do the rest. Right. You just need the message. Okay. Beautiful. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. Yeah, Sunday. We're now on our way to Sunday. Yes. Yep, that's right. We'll say it out loud. Sunday sounds so weird because we're thinking, well, like, aren't they doing something on the weekend? But yeah, it does say Sunday. It's not too unusual these days, though, through email. Give you something to look forward to on Monday. Hmm. Okay. Oh, he's not left yet. Energetically, it felt like he's in like you said, he was already in preparation, but it seems to be more like October stuff. Like he's getting, okay, so he's got to get everything set up, prepared so that he can take this trip that's supposed to be business slash romantic, my life. I'm living my life now and I can do more because my kids are older. Mm-hmm. And he has you. Okay. Right. So that means he has to act quick because he has to already have the plans, the itinerary lined out. He's gonna want that everything to go perfectly in this one. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Wonderful. Yes, I'm so happy your spirits are raised. Good. Good. Right. Absolutely. You have a very pleasant energy already, and a very warm, fiery, like exciting energy about you. Yes, yes, mm-hmm. Yes, right. And I know that the company really likes your energy as well. Like you really are showing you're interested. Like there's no doubt there. Like, okay, she wants this. She's ready. She like, can I tell her now? Kind of thing. That she has the position. She's, when you want me to tell her, yes. The company, I mean, your companies can feel it that you are really eager. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Right. Hmm. Right. Okay. Right. 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 Mindful of, right, your safety. like this assuring you verbally and then kind of like, like nonchalant about it, and you are a woman as well. Mm-hmm. They're like a yeah, like I like well, well, it's your business. You can push through. You can do it. You like I would like more of like like comfortably. Like, can you at least like set it up comfortably, or I can just maneuver. It'd be easy for you, easy for me. And they're like, no, you should just do it. Why should I? It should be me. Yeah, that's not very affirming. But you said you weren't going to be negative. But it's good that you heard back from them, and like they said, they just wanted to feedback. So good, they got back to you, the company. I mean, they just needed to see what happens. That played out with that family, and then they interested again. But you said 2026, and yeah, well, like you said, you're not interested anyway. But we're just we're aura farming. For the aura is nice. Okay, so that means you're in the clear. Clearly, they like you anyway. Yeah, even though like not very asserting right now, not very asserting. That's okay because you have this one, the current one, with Mike. Okay, Mike, Mike, Mike. Mm, will do. Okay. Yes. Sure. Okay. I know it's going to be that sort of that like what we did before, like as everything is happening. Okay, I have a few minutes. Okay, we're looking forward to it. Let's make those dreams come to life. A pleasure. Okay. Okay. Oh, all right, guys. Okay, who was I fighting with? Bro, bro. Look, the reason why you're not a very good prophet, Justin, is because you don't study. You want to come in here and you want to come in here using AI to create uh, the Crusades image. You come in here like a crusader burning books and not learn a thing. You're not even studying, not even learning, and the scriptures you're misinterpreting, you're misplacing, you don't even know who the scriptures are talking to. Bad, bad. You bad. And stop trying to burn books. Stop burning books and stop spiritually burning books and stop spiritually burning the Bible and stop twisting the scriptures to fit your prophecies that are presumptuous because none of your prophecies come to pass. Okay, I guess that's it. All right. So I guess that's it. You're not a you're not a you're not a prophet, bro. Your prophecy, they they hearken to me. You twist the Bible, you presumptuously twist the Bible, you burn in the Bible, you come in here like a crusader and like the crusades and burning books and not able to use the knowledge we have cultivated to make improvements. You just going on and on and on about how you prophesy and your prophecies are bad. Your prophets are terrible. Your prophecies are bad. Your prophecies are null and void. Your prophecies are presumably not real. You know, and you come here like the crusade, dressed like the crusades, burning books instead of using the knowledge so that you can intellectualize and prescribe scriptures that you misinterpreted, by the way, and you didn't. You misrepresented who the scriptures are talking to. You don't even know that. You didn't even know that it was talking to Israel. It, it wasn't talking to. It's not talking to me. I didn't walk through the. No one made me walk through the fire so I can divine for them and be the spiritual spokesperson of the community. No one did that. Mine was just there. Mine came on its own. And the way that spirit chooses to talk to me, that's none of nobody's business. You don't get to decide how, because guess what? You don't even get to decide who spirit is talking to. So yeah, who are you talking to? Anyway, oh yeah, your prophecies are wrong, are very, very wrong, and they don't come to pass, and you misinterpret the Bible. Period. All right, I guess that's it. That's about all. That's about it. Yeah. So I gave you scripture back to you. So what's up? Mm-hmm. Which scriptures? We read what scriptures? We went to we read which scriptures we did we read? You read 26. I read hold on. There. All right. I hope we meet again. But yeah, you got ate up in this fight. Yeah, you got ate up, bro. You couldn't handle it. What you couldn't be patient. I gotta fly. I got like two of them. I don't know where they got out of nowhere. They was bugging me. But you couldn't even hold out long enough for me to complete my reading. You couldn't hold out long enough to stand in what you believe while I completed my prophetic reading. You could not. There. Boom. You couldn't, you were so impatient. You couldn't wait. Hold on, let me get this straight. You were so impatient. You had somewhere else to be. You couldn't, like, hey, I'll be here when you get done, do your work and then I'll come back. And you couldn't do that? All right. Okay, I'm gonna close this one out. I think I'm more than one. I mean, what else you gonna do? Okay. Uh we'll battle again soon, okay? We'll battle again. Hold on. Where I'm at. Oh, there's 40 minutes to go still? Mm, brother. That's a long time. I didn't realize it was that. All right. Do you want to battle? Do you want to battle? Do you want to battle? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm logging out.